Bob!
Lava!
Wow, that was loud. You got a new mic or something? That was really loud. Oh, wait a minute. I think I got my TV up really, really loud. But I
That's
do.
probably it.
Because I had the AC on and I can't hear a freaking thing with it running.
How you doing, Tom?
I have power. That's all that matters. My knee hurts, my foot hurts, my back hurts, my shoulder hurts, my neck hurts. Meh, I don't care. I have power.
How you doing
My
on the waterfront?
Powerade is cold. The air conditioner works.
How you doing on the waterfront?
Water, it dried out. It was just my own stupidity. You know how you get so mad that you just give up being mad and you just start laughing at your own stupidity?
It's been a while since I got there, but yeah.
It's just, I was so, a week of no power. My patience was like about here.
That's why Llama's not a doctor.
And yeah, that was just like, I was so excited to like do laundry because I was going to do laundry first because you got to wait for the hot water tank to build up. Which is a really cold shower. Where I have a well, my well water is like 50 degrees. That's not even a cold shower. That's a freaking ice cold shower.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll do laundry first. By the time the first load of laundry is done, the hot water tank will be warm. I can take a shower and do another load of laundry. Or the dishes or whatever, And of course, I hit the thing and it does this quick rinse and I was pushing everything back because I had moved it all out of the way. And it did that first. It does like a 30-second like rinse, and then it dumps the dirty water back out. And it, it's got the automatic soap dispenser.
Yeah.
And I heard it just pouring the water on the floor. It's like, ah! And all of a sudden, everything goes beep, 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 all around in the basement, and everything shut down. I was just like, oh, man. I just started laughing. It literally only dumped like a gallon of water, if that, on the floor. It was actually good. It cleaned the floor. It's nice soapy water. The floor behind the washer hadn't been cleaned in a while.
That's our positive Llama.
Yep. Needless to say, the sensors are now about a half inch off the floor on a little bracket I 3D printed.
Probably a good thing.
Actually got to come up. Well, that's really not a good idea either because we actually have a drain in the floor for that very reason.
Mm-hmm.
The cold water tank, when we poured the foundation, my father had where we knew the cold water tank was where the water line comes up and the cold water tank sits. There's cinder blocks set into the foundation with just gravel.
Okay.
Like 6 cinder blocks on end, so the holes are shown, but you can still set set the tank on it. But there's holes there, so if the basement does start flooding it, and it's sloped to it, so if the washer blows or the cold water or the hot water tank blows, they're all right there together, and they'll drain into that. Hopefully, at least to some extent.
Oh, that's good.
So it really won't flood. I've had the washer line blow before and, walk away and come back an hour later. And, yeah, the floor's soaked, but there's no standing water.
I've been fortunate, and I've never had a washer line blow.
It dumped. Well, that's the other reason when I put the new cold water tank in, I bought the sensor valve.
Yeah.
Which I wish I'd never done. Because not only does it have the little water sensor that just sits on the floor and says, okay, it's leaking, but it has a pressure regulator sensor.
Nice.
So I run my dishwasher and my washing machine at the same time, or my dishwasher and take a shower at the same time, the water shuts off. Because it sees too much of a draw for too long.
Yeah.
And it thinks I'm flooding the house somewhere. So it just shuts off. I'm in the middle of a shower, didn't think about it. Multiple times, start at the dishwasher, something, wait a half an hour. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go take a shower. Of course, the dishwasher goes in the rinse cycle while you're taking your shower. And all of a sudden, the water shuts off.
But the real question, did you remember to say hi to Joe Paddock and Vince?
No, I didn't. Hi, Joe Paddock and Vince. You guys want to jump in? Please do. So why is no one streaming tonight? I figured there would be a Dan or a Justin streaming. They're like
It's
fanatical.
only 5 o'clock, dude.
It's 8 o'clock. They're usually streaming by 7 or 8.
No, it takes a little while. Got to give him time to get home and have some supper. And
I'm kind of hoping where Cocky was so I could have a good laugh if he was doing the game.
didn't give him a chance.
Wish I could.
And I don't know. I don't know exactly what the power situation is there, but there's a ton of people in his area that are without power. So.
Oh yeah, they just got wicked whaled by thunderstorms. Pretty much all of Midwest, huh?
That's what I understand. I'm not
it
there,
was like all over the like Facebook news. You know, you get that little news banner that comes up.
Yeah.
On the Facebook, if you know, I usually turn it off right away, but I saw that it was like they had like these, you know, an animation of the thunderclouds going through all of the Midwest. Like, I don't know, where the hell was it?
It was somewhere in the Illinois area. So I know he was saying something about his trees being all blowing over and shit. So I hope he's doing all right.
The map in 5th grade, you know, all the states and all that. You know, everybody learns all that. I can't remember shit. I can point out California, Washington State, pretty much the East Coast, because, you know, that's where I live. Anything in the middle, I could not. I mean, I can get generally say, okay, Ohio's here, you know. I can get general, but I'm usually off by a state or two.
So, Texas, Washington State, California.
Yeah, well, California. I can do Washington. I can do California. I can do Arizona, Texas. You know, Florida, South Carolina. I can do the whole East Coast.
Yeah, I'm in between those first two.
And like I said, I can usually go, it's in this, you know, it's one of these three. You know what I mean? But I was thinking about that the other day, and I'm like, I'm looking at the U.S. map for something. I don't even remember why. And I was like, damn, I can't remember none of these states. They all look the same to me.
Well, you were looking at the U.S. map because you happen to have one in a folder somewhere, and you had no power, so you were bored.
It was on the Weather Channel-y thing or something, you know.
Oh.
And it was showing something going on. This was like a couple days ago. That it was on my little phone.
On your little phone?
Yeah, my phone is tiny for a screen. You know what smartphones are really, I mean, they are awesome. They're smart. They're great. The one thing they do really, really terrible, and it's actually what they're supposed to do, be a phone. They're the worst freaking phones.
Boy, I'm just making all sorts of a mess.
Yeah, I was doing that earlier. And gimping around ain't helping. Tell you what, whatever they gave me here seems to be working.
Good.
I can't read it because I don't have my glasses. Whatever that says. What does that say?
It says, I am fuzzy, and I have prednisone. Holy shit.
Is that what that is?
Prednisone.
That's like an anti-inflammatory on fucking steroids, ain't it?
Correct.
Tell you what, my knee is throbbing. I take one of those, can't move. Like an hour later, all of a sudden I get up, walk around, nothing ever happened.
Hey, Jekyll.
I got up this morning, literally fell over trying to get to the bathroom. Almost whacked my head on the edge of this table.
That doesn't sound like fun.
Freaking took one of those. An hour later, I was like going out, taking the garbage down the end of the street.
I don't recommend the whole falling over thing.
No, it's very unpleasant. Done it too many times recently. That and my brother, I was like, bro, I went shopping the other day, and because we had no power for so long, the actual grocery store was gutted. Because everyone's doing the same thing I was. I was like one of the last ones to get power around here. They were at 98% powered until I got my power. But anyway, so it was gutted. So, I got what I could. And I called my brother and said, hey, when you bring mom home tomorrow, could you stop somewhere and just do some quick shopping? I need this mostly frozen food. For some reason, the frozen foods, even ice cream. There was literally not one kind of ice cream or sherbet or anything in the grocery store here. Not one.
If the store was out of power, they probably had to throw a bunch of it out.
No, the stores are all generated. They were running the whole time. The store here in town has a generator.
So your mom went to stay with your brother because of the outage or beforehand?
Yeah, I can't have her here by herself with no power. She's like 80 and...
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Without flushing the toilet, she has stomach issues. That's
Sure.
part of her problem. So without a flushing toilet, I can't have her here.
No, it's a good idea.
I brought her up to my brother's house.
Maybe you should have stayed with him too.
No. For one, he wasn't really prepared for her, let alone two of us.
Well, just remind me.
I did a lot of stuff around here. I vacuumed up all the leaves in the yard, and cleaned up all around where the trees came down, and I've been working the whole time.
When that kind of thing happens, just remind him. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I don't mind not having power. The only thing that really bothers me about not having power is shower. And I could drive. My brother's house is 20 minutes away. My oldest brother.
Nice.
I went to his house a couple times. I've been working on his house here and there. So I just went over and said, "Hey, dude, I'm going to come over." And we actually put a new toilet in his house on Thursday, I guess it was. Thursday or Friday. And I was like, "I'm going to take a shower." He goes, "Don't you want to take a shower before after we finish?" Like, no, I'm going to take another shower when we're done. Right now, I'm taking a shower. It's been 3 days. I had a shower. I'm taking a freaking shower. He's like, "Okay, go take a shower."
I can imagine.
Then we shut off his water, put a new toilet in, and I took another shower. And then came home.
These are the shower stories of our llama.
Anyway, I don't need this thing up here anymore. We are actually live. We're not live in 5.
Vince is going to go to the pharmacy for his meds. Probably a good idea. If you have meds, you should have them.
Your knee meds? I don't know what the hell that crap is, but it works really good.
Yeah, they're right though. Go easy on it because it'll kill your liver.
Well, my liver's so far shot, anyways.
Yeah, it'll make it worse.
Well, they only gave me 10 of them.
Good.
That's all they do. They wouldn't do anything. The minute they found out I don't have insurance, they just shut me out. They literally kicked me out of the fucking place. Gave me a set of crutches, said go home.
Unfortunately, this is normal medical behavior.
For the U.S., anywhere else, I'd be fine. 27 other first world nations have general health care. Only one of them is failing, supposedly because of it, and that's Brazil.
Yeah, it's the healthcare that's the problem. Couldn't possibly be the drugs or the gangs or
everything else. With Brazil, that's the problem. Oh, 2, Nicaragua went. Didn't they go to general health care? And that's just a crooked place anyway. So
I am not aware of their particular situation.
Was it Nicaragua? I don't know. One of them other South American countries that controlled more by the drug lords or whatever. Supposedly. I don't know enough about it.
Taking supports off can get loud.
Anti-inflammatories are good to a point there, Vince, as you well know. They will kill your liver or your kidneys, one or the other, depending on which one you're taking. Which is why a lot of them. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, you must go through Advil." It's like, no, I really don't. I take in Advil or a Tylenol once, maybe twice a day.
I usually put it off. I hate taking medication. I have to take allergy meds or I can't breathe. So if I've got a pain or something, I'll put it off to the point where 1 or 2 won't do.
Yeah. I'm at the point, I've taken so many painkillers that most of them don't work. I usually take Advil or Aleve, not for the pain, but for an anti-inflammatory to get the swelling to go down, because ice doesn't work for me. I don't like ice. It's weird. I love the cold. Like, if it's freaking 30 degrees out, and as long as there's no wind, if it's 30 degrees out, I can go out in a t-shirt. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
if there's wind, it's another whole story. But if there's no wind,
there's different types of cold. So
yeah, ice is nuts.
Out here in the Northwest, we get this bone-chilling wet cold that just gets right through you.
Yeah,
So
but that's
when
it's windy and it's
when it's like 50 degrees, I'm miserable. Forget it. I go to Wisconsin or something like that, where it's nice and dry. It can be 10 degrees, and I am fine.
Yeah. See, it's kind of moist here in Connecticut, especially right here on the shore. But again, as long as there's no wind, the minute there's even a breeze, I mean, if it's dead calm, I'm fine. But the cold really doesn't bother me. I hate snow. Freaking hate it. It's just a nightmare. And it's not even actually the snow that bothers me. It's the mud it makes the next day. Because around here, the snow never lasts. It usually goes away the next day, right? Especially right here on the shoreline, even though I'm in Connecticut. They could have 2 feet of snow. Mine will melt in a day or two because of the salt air.
Hello, Robbie Mac.
Makes mud.
Yeah, we get that too, but usually if it's going to snow, it's cold enough to freeze as well. So there's always ice mixed in.
What's up, Robbie Mac? Jump in if you want. Come on, we need some more personality besides me and well, Bob has some personality, more than I do. Not much though. Oh crap. What the hell are you doing to your headset?
I'm muting it when I pull off a big chunk of supports because it's really loud.
Oh, that's your mute button back there?
Yep.
Is that a new headset?
It is.
I thought so. I swear you used to have like a bigger, puffier one.
Yeah, and it had a cord and it was a whole thing.
That's actually got a pretty good mic then. That's pretty clear. I mean, it's still got that headset mic sound, but it's not terrible. It's actually, what kind of headset is that? It's actually one I kind of like.
It's a Logitech.
Is it? So it's about $100?
No, it was on sale at the Best Buy for like $70.
Oh, that's still out of my price range. But
it was
JBL set.
It was the only non-gaming headset they had.
Yeah. Well, the gaming headsets actually have good sound.
They do. That's the problem. They're too good. Here, I don't like completely isolating from the rest of the house because I can't hear what's going on.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah.
That's why I like the JBLs, but the JBLs, the ear sound is awesome, but it doesn't have a boom mic. So the mic sound is like, "Hi, how are you tonight? Hi, I'm a CB radio from the 70s." You know?
That's nice, Robbie. You finally found the receipt? He was talking about a headset that he's got. He paid for $130 for them, and now they're insane.
So what's the problem?
He was talking to somebody else about the somebody else was looking for a headset.
Oh, yeah. Most of that stuff's starting to come back down again.
It is.
Cameras are dropping again.
Alcohol's starting to be in stock too.
Yeah, I got some at Walmart, and it was actually mail orderable to the point where I could mail order. They'd only limit me to 2. I couldn't buy any more than 2, but that's enough. And I couldn't get 90%. I had to get 70%, which that's fine. I prefer the 90% because I actually use it for starter fluid, my small engines. But I can't put 70% in the gas.
Yeah, I got 99.5.
99.5. Where the hell did you get that?
The Evil Empire.
Walmart?
Amazon.
Oh, really? Last time I looked on Amazon, they didn't have any. Yeah, I like 90% because I add it to the fuel. Wow. That's expensive though, huh? It was like $5 or $6 a quart instead of $1.99 a quart.
Correct. It's not what it used to be, but it's getting there.
Yeah. But I use the 90% or higher, as long as 90% or higher, in like small engines and stuff. I don't know about you guys, but here in Connecticut, we're 15% ethanol now.
Yeah.
And it clogs your small engines, especially if you're using 2-stroke, where you're adding oil on top of it.
Oh, yeah, no. All of my stuff is 4-stroke.
Yeah, it'll clog the the jets and stuff. And if you put just like a tablespoon of rubbing alcohol in it with every tank full, cleans them right out. I've had so many small engines that people go, how do you keep them running? And they bring it over and it's spitting and sputtering, won't start. And I squirt a little WD-40 in the carburetor, let it sit. And then I, drain the gas, put some fresh gas in there, with literally like a tablespoon of rubbing alcohol. And you put the rubbing alcohol in first. You just put it in there so it swirls down and gets down into the jets and stuff. Then add the gas. And it'll start up, run real hot and hard and fast for about 30 seconds. And then it just moves right out and cleans the whole carburetor right out.
Clears out all the varnish.
Yeah. Well, that ethanol alcohol gels like diesel does after a time. And, most people don't run 2 strokes, regularly like a car. And they're not fuel injected like a car that'll just push right through the frickin' gel.
Yeah, no, the lawnmower and the weed eater and all that crap is 4-stroke because I didn't want to fuck with mixing oil.
Mine are all electric now.
Yeah, I've got a thing against electric.
I love the battery powered. The only thing I still got that's 2-stroke are leaf blowers, and I've got that big gnarly frickin' leaf vacuum, which I absolutely love that thing.
I have a severe dislike of battery powered yard equipment.
I did too until I got one.
It has nothing to do with its performance.
I just love it.
I'm just sick of batteries.
Well, I got the Greenwork because we got them. They donated a bunch real cheap. They didn't donate them, but they gave us a wicked deal off of them. When I did Connecticut NIMBA, they gave us a whole bunch of hedge trimmers that were on like massive poles for clearing trails. And they were battery powered. And they gave us like 4 or 5 of them for $100 a piece. They're normally almost $300 a piece. And they're wicked nice. I was amazed at how powerful they were. And we can't use gas in the state parks. They don't want you to use a gas engine to do anything. I could go do anything I want in the state parks for trail clearage as long as I use battery power. They don't want the noise on the trails. So
is it the noise or is it the exhaust?
A little of both, I think. I think it's mostly the noise. They just don't want the noise in the middle of the woods in a state park. I think it's more because people bitch, if they hear chainsaws, they're like, oh, they're in here. If, we're out there doing it with electric weed whacker, the minute they see electric, they're like, they can't do too much damage. I'll tell you what, these electric weed whackers, because I had a couple gas ones. That were the same thing. The electric ones freaking smoke the gas ones. They will do way more damage.
I do have an electric chainsaw that I keep in the RV for when we're going down a mountain road and a tree falls over.
Yeah. I love the electric. Just because it's serviceless. The only service you got is, like the chainsaw, you still have to put chain oil in it now and again. And, I still clean the thing, but, my lawnmower, I go out sometimes and mow the lawn at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody gives a crap because it's not making noise. As long as the sun's even starting to come up where I can see outside, that's when I'm up and active, especially this time of year. It's too freaking hot to do anything later. I can go out there and push mower and nobody cares. It's like, bzzz. And 2 batteries do my whole 1.5 acre yard.
Yeah, I just, after working all day with batteries, and I'm just done.
Yeah, I can. Although I can see where you work with batteries all day long, how much easier it would be.
Sure.
Do you guys carry the aftermarket batteries for
some of them?
I'll have to hit you up later, see if you got them for these. That's the only thing I don't like about them. I keep buying tools, my lawn tools. I'll keep buying the chainsaws because the chainsaw with the battery is $79.
Yeah.
So I have 3 chainsaws.
Yep.
But the battery is $95.
Yep.
So I just buy the freaking chainsaw. I get a new chain, I get a new bar, I got a whole spare chainsaw and the battery.
It's cheaper just to do it that way. Yeah, it's stupid, but it's cheaper to do it that way.
Yeah, it is. Getting ready to get another weed whacker. Got another lawnmower. The lawnmower with the massive 6-amp battery and the 4-amp battery together was $300 and change. Not even, $299. Wasn't even $300. $300 change with shipping and everything.
Yep.
And the 6-amp battery is like $170. It's a big lawnmower battery. I was like, holy crap, it's cheaper to buy a new lawnmower.
Yep. And then you get a new blade too.
Blades are cheap. Because it's that's what I like about my lawnmower. It's a dual motor 10-inch.
Yeah, but you don't have to futz with it if you just buy a new mower.
Yeah, no, I have to I don't have a lawn. I have woods that I cut through. So it the blades get ground just about every time I mow the lawn. Because there's rocks and acorns and branches and crap. And I mean, there's almost as much stone and rock in my yard as there is grass. Actually, there's probably more stone and rock in my yard than there is grass.
Well, now there's a bunch of bark mulch too.
Yeah. Well, I did. I just mowed the lawn. I set the blades a little high after this, and I've just been mowing the lawn, sucking all the branches and leaves and everything right up to it. I actually have 2 of the mowers now. Actually, I bought the second mower because one of the battery banks is dead. It holds 2 batteries. It only runs off of one. It'll run off the one, and when the one's done, it blinks a few times, shuts down, and starts up again on the other battery.
Yeah.
But one of the battery banks is dead. And I'm like, okay, this thing's on its way out. It's 10 years old. I bought another one, exact same thing. They still make it. It's a good lawnmower, but it's 2 little 10-inch blades. It's not one big 20-inch blade. So it cuts through everything. It doesn't, it's not like a big blade that's trying to spin with the motor and it hits something and wipes it out. It just chews right through everything because it's got no, blades are only that long. They're tiny little things.
Yep.
So if they hit anything, it's not as much back torque on the motor. And it's 10 years old. And it still runs. It's just one of the battery banks is dead.
Buttram, I have a gas weed eater. I like it. Well, the wife likes it because I don't do yard work.
That's the other thing I got electric now is the weed whacker. I cleared the property with it. I put a freaking blade on it, figuring I'd destroy it. And it still runs fine. I'm getting ready to buy another one because it's just starting to make noise. And that's 7-8 years old. I bought that like a year or 2 after I bought the lawnmower.
Yep.
I love the battery stuff. It's quiet. It's powerful. It's easy. I go out there, battery dies, I come back inside, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, that's the one downside. If you're really trying to get it done that day, you can just add gas. You can't do that with batteries so much.
Well, I can because I've got about 10 batteries now. I literally have about 10 batteries. I got 2 lawnmowers, a weed whacker, and 3 chainsaws. Plus, I used to have the hedge trimmer. I finally broke the hedge stripper. Friggin'. There's 2 G's, not K's. It's Friggn. Friggin. Spell it right. It's not frick in, it's friggin. G's, not K's. You bunch of losers.
Oh.
Monkey, what's up? I didn't see you sneak in here.
Yep.
Mr. Travis is here. Anybody want to jump in? Jump in. Here, you need to look again.
He's been a busy monkey.
He has been. It's good to see him up and active, all that. No,
it's the Canadian spelling.
Canadian spelling. Friggin, not frickin. It's friggin. Captain Mad Monkey. What's up, dude?
Not much.
Holy crap, you got hair on the top of your head. You need to shave.
I do. I really do. And for the record, I have hair on the top of my head entirely for anyone who
what? There's the tiny little bald spot there in the very back.
Now there is a lot of gray hair in there, but
you're getting way back here like me now too.
Oh no, that's always been that way. That's always been.
Mine wasn't. Mine would grow right up to my eyebrows for crying out loud when I was younger.
No, I've always had high forehead. Sergio. So llama llama ding dong.
What's up, monkey?
Hang on.
Oh, all your little colors. Wait a minute, didn't you put up new show? Oh, there they are. Couldn't even see them with the lights off. What are all the white tubes? Are those PTFE coming out of there to feed the filament out?
Yeah, there is 21 spots for filament there. LED lights with the 2.
At one of the streams, you were working on the doors. They made you get up and go to the door. I remember that. What the hell are you eating?
Chocolate.
Lindor chocolate bear.
Oh,
Lindor chocolate bear.
thought it was a weird ice cream or
Oh, they're
something.
good. So
Ooh, yeah.
I got- there's fillers to fill the holes from the stock installation spots. But
Are you sure your busts won't fit on top of that?
100% positive, Bob.
Dang
Is
it.
it a round ceiling behind that or just angled?
No, it's got a weird.
Angled. If I'm not mistaken, there's a pipe or something that was there that they had to just, I don't know.
Cover. Yeah.
They're idiots.
Yeah. It
But,
looks like from the way the camera, it looks like it's they rounded the sheetrock or something.
No, it's just actually a piece of trim on an angle.
Oh,
Just 45 in the corner. Yeah, it's just 45 in the corner with a piece of. Honestly, I'd say it's baseboard.
Like that stuff.
I'd say it's just baseboard. It's not. No, it's not crown at all. It's just baseboard
Like that stuff.
that they just.
That is that's baseboard that I cut and
So and yeah, so
on it at 45.
there's enough spots in there to put 21 active printing spools at a time.
There's not enough printers to run 21 active printing spools.
So it does have a
So
pound.
I can put the MMU here and not have a problem. And then what I'm doing is I'm printing little 45 millimeter hexagons, and I'm going to use the hexagons along with other ones with different infill. Oh, that's all white. Wash that. Wash out. There we go.
Yeah.
Look, it's got a little
Different.
inside.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick these all together on the 2x4 with some hot glue to kind of hide it. And then maybe down the entire wall because I need it.
A 2x. Oh, what is it? Sitting on a 2x4?
On the back.
I added a 2x4 to the back to help me not only make it easier to put up,
Yeah.
to make me feel better about the whole thing because
You're basically using it like a French hook.
no, it's just
A lead.
it's just a back support for it.
Yeah. it's just
The thing is actually supported into 4 locations directly into solid framework.
yeah.
I
you
put
know about
2x4s back there and supported it up real good, but that just gives it just a little bit more
Yeah.
steer back.
Yep.
It can't hurt. Plus, I already had the 2x4s up the side from the hook or from the rod that was there, and I thought, well, instead of taking those down and thoroughly messing up the wall more than I already did, why don't I just add a 2x4? It blends it in a little bit better, makes it look like it's actually supporting the whole thing, even though it's not on the sides, and then it just makes me feel better.
Oh, yeah. It's not quite wide enough.
Nope, but that's okay.
Didn't get
Because
a
it gives it like a
Phillips
cool-
Line.
I don't really care. It just looks cool.
Yeah.
It
No.
gives you a nice little hidey hole for things,
Well, I could put more Pikachus back there.
right?
Yeah, you know what else? There actually looks like the perfect slot where you can put like flex bed sheets if you bought multiples.
What'd you get?
Look at
Little
that.
golden Pikachu. Whose
That's
gold
cool.
is that?
It's gold
No,
is
back off. There you go.
great.
It's all metallic-y gold at that.
Yeah, so it comes. So the filament is actually. Here's a sample tile from it. So it's actually, if you can kind of see the far end,
They're
there,
like transparent.
it's a clear base with just a shitload gold flecks in it. So much so that the actual filament is rough.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried that it was actually going to.
Like the heavy
I-
glitter.
I thought it was such a heavy glitter content that it would have abraded the nozzle. It's printing on a brass nozzle, and it prints like, well, I printed a sample tile, and then I printed a Pikachu, and the Pikachu takes like 45 minutes to an hour, and it didn't degrade at all. So I figure it's not actually abrading. It's just that much, fleck content that.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully there's
glitter
crazy.
is Mylar anyways, so even if it doesn't actually melt, it's not really.
It just flows through. Yeah, no, it's just
Different. different companies use different stuff.
Yeah, but I still think it's all basically a Mylar-based plastic, ain't it? I mean, I'm just guessing.
I'd be more worried about it jamming than abrading.
Building up a collection of gold and flakes. I think if you printed on anything smaller than a 0.4, absolutely. These flake chunks there's 1.5 billion of them, but they're very uniformly small.
Nice.
What
it was just
brand is it?
So it's actually a filament I picked up from a company in Quebec.
Quebec?
So I bought when my SKR board in the Ender died, I ordered it from him because he was the only one at the time that had it. And I just thought, well, okay, I'm going to add this board. I might as well get a roll of filament too while I'm at it. Just because. Why not?
Because you don't have enough.
And this one caught my eye. Now, I think I know where it comes from, but I haven't confirmed that yet, so I won't say. But it's very.
What brand was it labeled?
It's theirs. It's called Cyclone. It's a white label.
I've heard of Cyclone. I think the Amazon sells Cyclone, don't they? I've heard of Cyclone filament.
I don't know. It is a white label brand.
Yeah. 80% of them are nowadays.
Yeah.
Although we're doing more and more custom made filaments, I've noticed. Especially here in the US.
Jesse Foreman, that was a custom deal. Most of it's IKEA parts.
Yeah, it's the base section is IKEA stuff. I'm going to be doing a whole probably video or write up or something on it. I got to talk to Pooch as well about it. But it is a Repbox inspired operation.
You got to talk to Pooch about it.
Well, I don't want to step on toes,
Silicone filament.
You're such a
made
nice
in
Canadian.
Quebec. It says they are made in Quebec.
Yeah, this one is. I don't know. I don't know where it is. It might be a Quebec one that makes it or not. But I'll tell you, it's a very cool. It's a very cool filament, and the company is. Let me put a link in the.
Filaments 3D Quebec.
Filaments 3D Quebec, yeah.
It's a Canadian filament. So it says.
That can't
now,
be
where
a
it's
thing.
actually it doesn't say manufacturer. It just says it's a Canadian.
Yeah, and it's the gold glitter is what that one is.
It looks like it's their store brand.
Yeah.
Cool. No,
but
cool.
So I imagine that I actually really want to get the glitter purple because if it's anything like this,
that would be cool.
They got like a purple so if it's the same idea where it's a clear base and just a poop ton and a half of purple glitter, I think that would look so sexy.
I'd like to get Dave to do a Jesse filament in a semi-transparent red or a purple. And then put glitter in it, but get the multicolored glitter, so it's silvers and golds and reds and blues and the full frickin' Christmas glitter, frickin' yeehaw.
But would you do it all mixed together, or would you do it in segments like a rainbow?
No,
there's 3D segments, but I don't think he can the way his filament line is.
So you're stealing my thunder here. I want to make my own monkey filament, and it's going to be a transition rainbow spool, but glitter. So a glitter transition spool.
So it's just transparent filament with glitter in it?
Consistent glitter through the whole thing, but rainbow. So there's the glitter that's actually
black glitter and silver and gold.
No, there's the one that's kind of holographic, right? So it's So the hollow type glitter.
Yep.
But on top, mixed into rainbow filament.
The only problem with the holographic filament, I don't think you can print it. That's why you don't see any in filament. I don't think it melts.
What do you think is in Filamentum Wizards Voodoo? How do you think the glitter gets
Oh,
different
maybe,
colors?
yeah, and the Prusa Mystics. It's got to be that. They must
They
use
got
it
this-
really wound up because I remember. I don't know, someone talking about it. Maybe it was Dave and saying it's like a different plastic that doesn't actually soften enough to go through the nozzle.
Yeah, I'm sure there's different.
It's like
options.
higher temperature, and it's hard to get in a smaller chunk. So you either got to grind it up smaller, or you have to have it soften, even if it doesn't melt, as long as it softens enough to squirt through the nozzle. I swear I heard somebody. I think it was Dave. That was talking.
And you
about
know you need to squirt. You can't not squirt.
no squirt, no print.
If the glove does not fit,
You must throw him in jail anyways because he's guilty, and that's not the glove.
did you ever notice how Isotoner just disappeared after that?
Yeah. They don't keep going around. They make like belts or something now, don't they?
I think they probably still make gloves too, but their marketing is significantly dried up.
Yeah. That's a lot of things, though. Like Flobies. They're
Or
still around.
any Ronco product ever.
I'll tell you what, the Ronco frickin' rotisserie thing is awesome. Now they have as seen on TV stores.
Yep.
They sure do.
They're called Walmart.
Yeah, there's that. The mall here has an as seen on TV store. I mean, like they literally, it's their store name.
Yep.
I just wish this filament wasn't $35 a pop.
It's that.
I
much.
agree.
Well, it is Canadian $35, so that's like $19.95 here in the US.
I know.
But
I wish this bottle was bigger.
Oh, is that resin?
Oh, you got your water washable.
I got my free bottle,
500 milliliters.
and it
You're
came
gonna
with a
burn-
cute little brush.
You're gonna burn through that in about 5 minutes.
Yep.
The water washable stuff, like I found, like I don't know why it just goes quick.
Because it evaporates.
No, it just
Water is out.
it seems almost like it's a denser resin. I think it's weird to it's hard to explain,
Yeah, what you're saying.
but it just feels so because there's not always they always advertise it as grams, not milliliters.
It's
even though
silly,
the
isn't
bottles,
it?
and I think they're doing that to kind of make it compare
To
to
filament.
filament.
Have you seen Wham Bam has got like a flex plate now for a resin printer?
I had known
Ordered
about
it
that
this
for
morning.
a while.
How can that work? Doesn't that?
We're going to find out.
No, so there's videos. They posted the videos on their YouTube, and basically what you do is you clean the bed really well. You put the magnet down, and then you put the flex plate, and the flex plate has no PEI or anything like that on it. It's just
No, yeah.
a flex plate that you can also that you scuff up. They have included the stuff to scuff it up again if you need to, and it's so through the testing, it has performed very, very well because magnet,
You know,
right?
suction when you pop it up for each.
Yes,
layer?
but you know this, magnets have an incredible amount of strength this way.
Yep, that's true.
Okay. So all these tests that you see people doing where they say, oh, I put my magnetic bed on there and they put weights on it to pull it laterally.
Yeah.
Magnets have a very shitty lateral
Yeah,
split,
they have
Magnets are very good
They have
top
a
to bottom.
great face to face.
which is why for most of the printers, it worked very well. Vedran was saying today that he got the opportunity to test the SL1 version.
Which
And
that
it
does
didn't-
ankle pull, right?
It does this.
Yeah,
And because it does this,
it
the
can
build
peel
plate
the
clips
metal.
off. And it's just because of the way it is. But then what you do
Yeah,
is you just
almost
you
like put a
adjust-
piece of tape on it just to hold it. On that
you
one
just
side.
adjust the ZN stop up 2.5 millimeters, and then you re-level your bed, and away you go.
So I heard Robbie Mack's point a little bit this morning when I was first looking at those systems of why would you need that? Just blah, 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 blah. And it sounds to me very much like the first magnetic build plates on FDM.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everyone's like, what's
And
the point?
if it
And
works
I won't
for
go
you,
without it. I love magnetic beds.
if regular thing works for you, then great. But imagine you print one of these big, especially now that we're getting into these bigger resin printers. Same thing is happening now with these bigger FDM printers. You get a big print on there, and you don't want to be hacking away at it. Not everybody puts supports under the entire model, and then the model's floating. Maybe they put the base of the model on there or something.
Mhm.
So you're hacking away at it. What if you scratch your build plate? All kinds of stuff. The other thing is with this flexible build system, you peel this thing off, even if the print's still attached. You could set it aside, wipe the plate off, slap a new one on, provided you got no failed prints in the bottom of the bed, put it in, start a new one.
Yep.
Done. Like you don't actually have to even wash the build plate, get it like you just keep going.
Yeah, you just buy
And then you take your build plate, pop your thing, or even just drop the whole thing in your cleaner and then pop it. Like you've got so many choices.
That's what sold me.
I was
And they're
I was
not
offered the
horribly
opportunity.
expensive.
For what they are, no. I was offered the opportunity, but because of it was a while ago, and because of just recovering, I just said to them, I said, I'm not resin printing right now because of this. I was barely even printing.
Mhm.
So I said, I'll catch you next time.
That's cool.
It was nice that they offered.
I love Wham Bam that way.
Yeah, Wham Bam's pretty good.
And
Nope.
like we said last night, one of the guys mentioned their sheets, just the top PEX sheet,
Mhm.
is one of the most inexpensive ones around. It's
Yeah,
the build system that costs more money.
The PEX sheet is just so it just needs such a high temperature to run. And this
No, I print mine at 60.
but I have to run it at 70 or it'll pull off of this.
65. These are giant beds. So I found the bigger the bed, the more you need to. Actually, you know what? It was probably Daniel Jekyll that said it. No bastard.
What?
Well, Jekyll was hanging out with us last night. We've discovered a new way of hanging out, Llama.
We did.
It's great.
What's that? What are you talking about?
Just use Discord video chats.
And you know what the best part is? There's no proof.
Oh, what? It doesn't keep it recorded?
There's no evidence. Never happened.
There's no YouTube to take you down. It's
Twitch deletes it too unless you tell it to save, and you got to be in a certain level for it to save it anyways. Do it live stream. None of my Twitch live streams are still there. They always go away. We're on Twitch right now. And I always dual broadcast because I can. I wish Twitch would clean up their interface. Get rid of some of the stupid.
Yeah, see, and
no, that's not possible. It's what it was made for.
I know. That's their base design. Is for the gaming crap.
Yeah, it's
just
so much.
Too much background crap.
And yeah, Robbie Mack can wait until he sees a better need for it. But just getting into the resin, not having everything down 100%, man, I'm sold.
Well, because you can still chip away at it if that's what you want to do. But
I do like the idea
I watched Graphit did one where he had a big huge print, and all he did is he pulled it off the Phenom because there was part of the size testing was Phenoms. So he pulls it off the Phenom and goes boop boop, grabs the print, part of the support stuck still to the print, and it came off or stuck to the bed, so it came off, and then he just grabbed those and flipped them off, and that was it.
Yep.
Yeah. Or you could just get, like you said, you get 2 flex plates, and you can just pull, sit next one in your print again.
Well, that's the
best thing I look about these.
That's the best part. It comes with 2.
Yeah. No,
it's a whole system.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. And now the other thing is currently until I want to say the end of the month. Oh, that could be, let's say the end of the month because that's a good answer.
That's a good idea.
If you check if you want to get one, you can use the discount code ResinFlex.
Correct. For
and that will get you 20% off. If you are an existing Wham Bam customer, check your email for a much greater discount code until tomorrow.
Whatever.
But
I don't have a
it's
resin
a significant
program.
discount.
Don't have any resin printers. Not gonna buy one anytime soon.
I think it's a really sweet system, and the sizing that they've got available offhand is quite nice. They've got your Photon, Mars, Saturn,
They've got a really wide variety of sizes.
Epax X1, Peopole Phenom. I think they're working on one for the Noir, if I'm not mistaken, because it's a bit larger, longer. They got a bunch of orange, the Frozen. There's a bunch of those. So, and the same as Mike. Just check your email, bud, or just message me and I can tell you the code if you want.
And Jack will put a link to it.
Thanks. Lazy. But the other thing is you can, if there's a size that you want, as always, just email. There's a request form right on the page. Just request from Wham Bam, and they can look into it. If there's enough, the best part about that company by far is always the case of if there's enough people interested in the product, they'll make a new one. Done. So if there was a specific size, they'll make a new one.
Yeah, well, they just cut them anyways. Thinking of cutting, I wanted to put the freaking thing together, and I can't because I forgot I cut these. When I made the llama core over here, I bought the rods and 1.5 meter sticks, which means I couldn't make it 500 because every time you chop a saw through it, you're taking 1/8 of an inch out because of the width blade.
Right.
Made these all 495s.
And did you cut them on a nice wiggly angle with a dirty old hacksaw?
No, I did it on my chop box with
a speed square.
No, speed square doesn't matter. And,
Hey, Mama, I used the speed square for this.
Yeah, whatever. But I have these. These are already. I got them pre-cut to 500, thinking I could, just slap them in there, and I can't. I got to snip the end off because it's 495, not 500.
Son of a biscuit.
And of course, my chop box is kind of not in good shape right now because I dropped it one too many times. So I'm gonna have to reset the whole table and everything, and then do some test cuts first because there's no way in hell I'm gonna do the first cut after squaring it on this and find out I didn't actually square the saw.
This is a very sad situation, Jordan.
What's that, Bob? You're at a candy?
I do not have a single printer running.
Oh, it finished. How did that turn out?
Yeah, I'll share it somewhere.
Okay.
Well, I was not over it.
Did you get a shower yet, Llama?
I've had a few.
Okay, because I thought
I took like 3 that day yesterday.
I had to ask how, I didn't get a chance to watch the stream. I just saw in my subscription when I was looking at later on, it said something about I'm a dummy, and I was like, okay, so what did he do this time? And then they explained your well system locked you out, so you had no water.
That these guys haven't gotten tired of hearing this, but I'll tell you again. So
it's first time for me.
While the power was out and the water was off, my mother, when I first did my mother's sink, I pitched the out pipe going to the actual sink level. I didn't pitch it down enough. So it would clog after, a few months because I just didn't pitch it enough. So when the power was all out, I redid all of that and, lowered the pipe and, cut it all out. Basically did it from scratch, did the drain and everything. So just lowered it. Boom.
Yeah.
But it's behind the washer and dryer. So I pulled the washer and dryer out. Get what I did? So when the power came on, I'm like, oh, I can't take a shower right away because we got well water. So it's like 45 degrees, 50 degrees. So it's freaking cold. So I got to wait an hour for the hot water tank to kick on. So I said, okay, I'll do a load of laundry. I never put the drain back into the freaking
Never did the drain. That's good.
I hadn't heard that cause yet.
I didn't know you didn't do the drain. I just know that what I heard is you spilled water, and you've got some sort of sensor that locks out the well for safety.
Yeah, if you flood your basement, both the well and the hot water tank have floor water sensors. It's just a wire with a little sensor on the end, and you just set it on the floor.
Oh, I know. I've installed
water. If it's you must have done those things. It senses water, it shuts them off. Well, the other thing is, you pick them up out of the water, they take like an hour to dry out. They'll just trip again if you take them out of the water. Even if you dry them and wipe them with a towel,
they dry out. There are brands that once tripped will never go work again.
No, these both dried out within like 20 minutes. They were fine again. But of course, not only do I not have water, but now the hot water is not heating because the hot water tank shuts itself down. So I had to wait I think I streamed for like an hour and then went back and it tripped, they kicked back on, but then I had to wait for the freaking hot water. And I was just like, at that point, I was so beyond aggravated with the world, with the whole not having power for a week. And I started laughing. I just got to the point where I was so angry, I was laughing because it was just, and I can't blame anyone but my own damn self.
Well, I mean, you can try, but we all know the truth now.
So, Jordan.
So, Bob.
Should I put that in the Croatian channel?
Yeah. I think they'd appreciate it. But I know that the shenanigans would appreciate it, too.
You think so?
What did you print? You got to show off?
It's
a thing. It's not suitable for public chat.
It's Baby Yoda holding something.
Something semi-pornographic?
Very.
Oh.
There's no semi to it.
I mean, it might grow bigger, but I'm pretty sure that's as big as it gets.
So it's a Dickosaurus style Baby Yoda.
You know what's kind of stupid?
No, I hate plumbing. I hate it, Serge. I freaking hate plumbing.
It's Baby Yoda holding Baby Yoda holding. It's not Yoda holding it. Well, maybe they could say it's Yoda. I don't know. Maybe because he's got more wrinkles.
Yoda holding Baby Yoda holding a penis or a girl part?
It's holding a work hockey.
Oh, okay. No biggie.
Yeah, I'd go crazy without power for a week as well, but I'd turn on a generator and have power.
Yeah, when all this was started happening with COVID, the first thing I did is I went to the gas station. I filled up my 20-liter jug of gas and made sure my generator ran so that if I needed to for some crazy reason, I'd be fine.
Yep.
Yeah. The problem is most generators won't run my well. You have to get a massive one to run my well, and then that's all you can have on it, which really all I care about. It's the only thing. If I lose power, the only thing that I absolutely want to have is a freaking shower. If I can get a shower, everything else, I don't, sure, I want my internet, my computers and everything, but I'll live without them. Not having a shower for more than a couple days really irks me.
See, what you should have just done is gone to Walmart, gone to the camping section, bought a camp shower, and just rocked out in the backyard.
You know what? I almost
did in the sun. It's hot enough. It would have heated the water up in a couple hours. You get outside because it's a big black bag. You hang it from the tree.
I know what they are. We used to
just rock out with your llama out.
Yeah. No, I almost did that. The other thing I can do is
too bad for you, neighbors.
The state park had a generator. They bought generators after Sandy, and they have outdoor showers for the beach because the beach is right here. I almost paid the $22 to get in there to go stand there in my shorts and a t-shirt and take a shower in the outdoor shower.
They make portable tankless water heaters that run on propane now.
Yeah, I know.
Yep, for campers and stuff.
You're talking like $500-$600 most of them. And you got to deal with
16 kilowatt Generac. Good job, Sergio.
If I get a generator,
I hate installing those gas ones.
Everything here is electric. Everything, my heat, hot water, oven, refrigerators, everything's electric here. I freaking hate it, but it is what it is. Like I said, the only thing I miss with power that I need is a freaking shower.
Air conditioner.
Water. I have a well, so I have to have.
Yeah, I think if I was without power for a week, I'd move into the RV.
I mean, I went to my brother's house a couple times. And it's not that big a deal. My brother only lives 20 minutes away, not even.
But by
it's a big
also
deal.
not having a well, not having your well working, you really can't just go pooping all day either.
No, you got no water. But that don't bother. That's another thing that don't bother me. I've worked construction my whole life. If you work construction, you haven't pooped in a bucket on 2x4s. There's something wrong with you.
Oh, I know a guy that had a toilet seat hanging off the back of his work truck. He'd just flip it down when he needed to use it. On the side of the road, he'd just be sitting on the toilet seat, shitting on the road, and it's like, home bro.
We had a guy that had one of those. It was more of a joke, but he had like a little curtainy thing you could fold down too, and it would like curtain him in.
Sergio's got the right idea. Go check into a hotel.
I almost did that. It's just money though, and I don't really need to. I can drive to my brother's house.
They're all closed.
Just one of the little no-till motels that rents by the hour.
Monkey.
All the hotels around here are closed.
Did you lose your camera, or did you just shut it off?
I had to blow my nose.
He's doing a thing.
I just wasn't sure because he had camera problems before the other day. I noticed.
No, I prefer to be polite and not blow my nose. Full blast in the thing. But yeah, so this guy I worked with, since we were on the topic, he had bowel problems. That this other guy that I worked with, and I don't know if he didn't get him checked out or what the deal was, but he would just have to go sometimes, right? Like, you just got to go. And he would always, use a bucket or whatever. And I guess he must have left it at home that day. He must have cleaned it out or something. So he gets into the back of his truck and he's trying to find something just to crap in because he's dying. And the only thing that was back there was a mesh garbage can.
Put a bag in it at least. No, what the hell's the point of the mesh? You might as well just shit on the ground then.
No, but when he came back, he said, "Okay, guys, like I gotta take off for the day early," and everyone's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yep, I gotta swing by the shop and grab the pressure washer." And he had to pressure wash out the back of his van.
He did it in the back.
Oh, it was good.
Oh God, I've done it like like that before. But you put a garbage bag in there, even a paper.
Sometimes you can't instill logic in people.
Yeah,
that must have been a hell of an emergency.
Well, it was that or his pants.
I don't know which one I would have picked.
I guess he's done that enough times that he doesn't want to do it again.
In woods, although you probably don't have woods there.
We got lots of woods, but he was literally in like a very residential area where what's he going to do? Just shit on someone's front lawn?
No, I usually go out behind their shed. Somebody's always got a shed you can go shit behind.
The neighbor that pisses you off. That's the one you shit on.
Yep. Hey, dogs do it. You can too.
Well, and if you're doing construction work, there's always that one neighbor who's either constantly harassing you, watching everything you're doing, or complaining over every fucking noise.
Yep.
And when they see the guy waddle off to the back to go poop,
they follow him out there.
So you do it on their lawn.
Shit, go away.
All right. Mike, if you need it, by the way, tomorrow I'm going to be posting a 10% discount code for some Gloop. It's from 3D or Shop 3D.
I saw that. I was surprised you didn't have an extra tube to start with.
Hey, so I do actually, I managed to squeeze it a little bit more, and I have just a little bit left. I do have a jar in the closet.
Yeah, the jar's dry out now.
But
these jars are great.
I like these.
So when I get one of these, I get 4.
I like the tube. The tube is nice.
I prefer the tube for most stuff.
This is going to be for the big giant 120 mil.
Mike wants to know if that's the tube he gave you.
I think it might be. So these are good. The discount code will work for the big, large jars of Gloop too, which is nice because those are big honking Gloopy jars.
I wish they just go to like regular old, plastic model tubes. I much prefer the tubes and jars.
Morning Viking. I kind of like the brush.
See, the brush doesn't. I did this thing as per frickin' Amy Double D, and
I always find
better.
I always find that the tip of the tubes for like the super glues and the stuff like that always gets gunked up and
Yeah.
That's why you don't do this.
Yeah.
oh yes you do.
No.
You do.
You do
I did
this.
the same thing. Yep. I did the same thing. I punctured the tube and I only use it right out of the tube like that.
You use that, and all I do is go dab, 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 dab,
And then I use this.
and then I
spread it.
slap it together, and mother of God, it holds like champions.
So what's the volume of that tube?
Ah,
Like a quarter of an
I
ounce.
couldn't even tell you. Oh, I got it on the screen here. Hang on.
They're like 0.12 milliliters or something like that. Something tiny. That's what I'm saying. I wish they'd come out with bigger tubes.
I do. Yeah, I wish the tube was bigger. 0.5 ounce, 15 mils.
Same size as that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is they stopped making the tubes, as far as I understand. If I'm correct,
Oh, I don't even have an option.
I don't know. Let me find out.
You still have an option because I know Josh has them, and I know he's got a boatload of them.
So I'm pretty sure they went to the,
No, these things are 15
the
milliliters.
nano gloop. Oh,
That's
no,
the same size as what he just said there.
limited availability.
Oh yeah, 0.5 ounce, 15 milliliters.
They don't have
Yeah.
they
Right.
don't have the PET gloop in the little bottle. That's what it is.
Okay.
And I need to get some PETG gloop because I'm printing more of that these days. So I got to get a few gloops.
I like the gloop. The gloop works well.
The gloop works awesome. Way better than super glue for PLA at least. I haven't tried the PETG yet because I don't print.
I had to use some super glue to glue some magnets into a thing, but
Yeah, well, I still have super glue for other stuff, but for the plastic parts, plastic to plastic, the PLA group is awesome. The only thing you can't do, I've discovered, you can't do really big faces with it very easily because it seems to dry up before you can spread it out enough.
yep.
That's the one thing too with the tube being older. Once you start going, like it starts to get hazy really quick.
Like, yeah.
And then the thing is with those bottles, every time you open it and close it, you're trapping a little air volume in there.
Yep.
At least with these, you're not really getting that air volume in there. It's just
These little
it
ones
gets
aren't
older. Like
my big
just-
bottle was dried up, and this is still fine. It's not
for
even-
reference, Mike got me this tube at Earth.
Mhm.
So this has been going since I think I opened this one though. Let's say January.
Yeah.
It's been going all year so far. And
Well,
for what I use and how much printing I do and break and fix and it's gonna fall for sure.
I went through a large bottle of gloop already, and only just a little sliver of it dried out. And I've already
Hi,
gone
Renee.
through
Mom,
1.5 of the nano gloops.
she's just ignoring us. She looks pissed off.
Now, getting back into the kitchen before the dog starts getting into things.
Well,
Before dog gets into burritos.
Yep.
those look tasty. Can you share?
So, supper was delivered.
Go upstairs and get one of those, Mad Monkey.
I will. And I don't want to ruin it, but there is the greatest joke about that whole part about Chris and I living in the basement.
Yes, there is.
What? What did I miss?
Bob doesn't actually have a basement.
Oh. Really?
No, I've got a crawl space.
Well, that's about fitting for the two of them. They're both short.
It's
Actually, you're not. How tall are you? Jordan?
Me?
Yeah.
5'10".
Oh, see, yeah.
he's taller
I
than
got
I
one
am.
leg. I don't do crawl spaces anymore.
Well, I mean, Chris is only, what, 5'8"? if that. Because I'm actually 5'8", 5'9". Freaking nurse is yelling at me, going, "You're not 5'8" when they gave me the crutches because they couldn't get them under me. No, not with my knee bent in half. No, I'm not. When I'm standing, 3 inches shorter because my knees are bent because I can't straighten them out. Like, that was the bitchiest nurse I've ever dealt with, ever. She was just a bitch.
Well, have fun, guys. I'm going to have supper.
See you, bye.
See ya.
Enjoy yourself. Oh, this mask is going to look beautiful.
Do you see Josh's new mask?
Yeah.
Where he put the magnets on it so he can magnetize all the different printed masks onto it. I thought that was pretty ingenious of him. I don't know if someone else did it before, but I just thought it was cool.
So I'm actually just hanging mine. I'm building
I didn't know
connectors to put them on the wall.
I didn't know you had all those little hexagon-y things.
No, I didn't. I came up with the damn name for the Wexagons. And
Didn't what's his name design those?
other Wexers, but also I made it so all these masks I can actually just remove them.
Fred or somebody design it?
Nope, Wexer did.
Oh, did he design it himself?
So
I like that red. I don't know if it's the camera or
no. This is
very red.
it's 3D fuel.
Oh yeah,
iron red.
Yep.
So it's like got that dark, bloody.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
it's a true blood red.
Yeah, it's a great color. And then the blue one up there is a silk blue. Silk blue PLA, and then I've got the ice blue Pet G from Green Gate, and now I'm gonna have a gold lion.
Nice color.
So that mask that Josh had earlier, that he was showing off, that one's the lion mask, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
And this one is going to be that same mask, but it's going to be gold, so it'll be like a golden lion with that crazy speckle, crazy gold.
Now, those are Wexters, right?
Yep.
Did he design them to hold that magnet, or is that just something Josh did?
Josh just added it. There's probably enough space there.
I just thought that was cool. Might be a little restrictive in the breathing, but what the hell? It's all in good fun. Hey, you got your leg now, huh?
Yeah, I got no leg.
Oh, I thought you finally got it. I know you went and got
it. I got casted for it.
Yeah.
On Friday, and then
already got it.
This Friday coming, I get to try it on for the first time.
Cool.
So that's gonna be exciting.
So when are you gonna print your peg leg?
Probably after I figure out how to walk.
I don't know. You seem to be doing all right. Seem to be a lot more mobile than I would expect after having that done. Although I guess you've gotten a lot of mental preparedness for it.
Yeah, well, and I've gotten used to it too. Like I crawled up onto the workbench to put stuff up and everything like that. I was up there today. If it wasn't for this Predator, I wouldn't be getting up there though. Because what I do is I put my little knee, like my little leg, I put the knee down on the bench, and then I put my hand on the Predator and go push.
Well, they make step stools with like handrails on them now.
I know, but this thing's stupid solid, so it can support me going up there a little bit.
That's cool. You seem to be pretty active considering hasn't even but just a month now, isn't it?
No, it's been 2 months.
Has it been
June 10th. June 10th, they chopped her off.
Wow, that went by fast. This last week seemed like a whole month to me, though. It was miserable. Wah. I got power.
Got power.
Even after a day and a half, it's still amazing to freaking have it again. You appreciate it a lot more after losing it that long, I'll tell you what. Oh, my leg's killing me. Wah. Can't straighten it out. Wah. Maybe I'll just have him chop mine off too. How's that?
It's not fun. I wouldn't do it.
I don't know. I'm almost at that point.
Do not suggest.
I'm surprised they couldn't, like, I don't know, because it was just your foot, right? I don't know why they didn't cut
Foot and ankle.
Oh, it was the ankle. Just seemed
Gotta-
more make more sense if they'd cut right at the ankle if the ankle itself wasn't.
So no, there's different choices in how you do it, and one of the options available, which is not a great option, is it's something that's called a Symes amputation. And basically what they do is they take your ankle, like the heel of your foot, and they slap it on the end of your leg. So they get rid of your foot, right? But the bone there, they put your heel in there, so you have like a pad at the bottom still.
Yeah.
So you can walk around, you can peg leg on it to the bathroom and stuff like that. And then when it comes to prosthetic, you just get like a foot, but you don't get. There's no ankle anymore. There's no range of motion that way. I get better range. I will have better range of motion and mobility.
Even though it's fake, you still have the ankle movement.
Well, because the setup that's coming is basically like a crazy ass hard squash ball between two plates. So it does have some motion to it.
Yeah. When you step back, it'll roll. It'll somewhat
it does.
roll.
And the foot that's built is got arcs to it. So it comes, one part comes this way, the other part comes back a bit inside the foot shell, and it's also split, so it can do this.
Oh, you're gonna get the ski style foot?
No, that's what's inside the foot shell. Is it looks like a blade?
It looks like a foot.
It's gonna look like a foot, but it does have a little bit of motion in it that way, and it's got flex in it. Like it will flex with weight.
So that's not just like a wooden peg leg with an ankle in it.
No, but there are people who need to have that other operation done because they need to maintain some level of mobility without it. Like they maybe they can't use crutches, or they can't use, an iWalk or something like that. Like, so either that or be in a wheelchair when you don't have your leg. That's another option. I respectively declined that option, and the prosthetist said, like, their prosthetics clinic at the hospital said, that's good because you want to be an active person, so this is going to get you a more active lifestyle in the future.
Yeah, once you get used to it. I've seen guys I saw a guy, I don't know, a couple years ago. We were at a bar playing pool, and honestly, I didn't even know he was wearing a prosthetic till he sat down at the bar and he had to pull it up because the knee didn't flex that much. So literally, when he sat down, because his was above the knee like yours, so it had or above the knee. Yours is below the knee, right? Just below the knee. Or
yeah, I've got. If I bend my knee, I have 6 inches from the back of my knee to the end of my leggy.
Oh, so they cut yours right where speak time.
Right in the middle.
I broke mine. Yeah, because that's where I broke mine, right here. You can see the big lump. That's where the steel starts. Because I have a peg leg too, because this is steel. There's no bone here. The bone ends right there. But mine's all flesh and blood and steel. Yours is just going to be wood. Plastic. Cool. Freaking amazing modern science, man, when you get right down to it. Crap they can do nowadays is just really kind of cool. I still want you to get a freaking pirate peg leg, man. You need that pirate peg leg. Monkey pirate.
Oh, I know. I told the guy making my leg that I'm going to need to print a peg leg.
Oh, yeah, they didn't take a scan. They took a hard cast of your leg, right?
Yep, but that doesn't mean I can't make a scan.
Yeah. Well, if they did like a CT scan of it, you could just use that. That you can almost directly import it into Fusion and go.
I will make plans. There will be things.
That's half the fun is fitting and testing. But yeah, you need a peg leg.
Yeah, like I'm going to be going to the after next week. I'll be going to the prosthetics place like 2 to 3 times a week to go try the leg on, make adjustments, change things, and do it different things.
They're not going to make you take it home for a week or two and then bring it back?
Not right away. Maybe after a week or so of using it, just to make sure that everything's fitting right. It's not.
Yeah.
Or maybe he gives it to me on Friday and I get to take it home. I don't know exactly. I'm just kind of going with the flow.
Yeah. Well, I figured they'd let you take it home and then adjust it after a couple of weeks because your muscle tone and everything's going to change around it as you use it.
Well, that's the whole point. Is so the first leg, the shell is actually vacuum formed acrylic.
Yeah.
So that what they can do is, if after putting it on, they need to make adjustments, they can heat it up, take a pinch, pull a little bit here or there. And then as I use it over the course of the next few weeks and months, my leg will shrink a bit because of using it. So then they can recast it, make a new one, do that a few times, and then make the carbon fiber one.
They don't have to do the whole leg. They just have to do the cup.
They just do the cup.
Yeah.
He's had the parts for my leg for 2 weeks now. But my leg wasn't ready. Like the human leg was not ready to be casted yet.
You don't have that little hole in the end anymore, right?
Still got a little hole, but the big hole is almost gone.
That's cool.
Last I saw the little hole 2 days ago, it was almost gone. So they put a special bandage on it, told me not to touch it for 2 days. I said, okay, I got other shit to do.
Cool, man. Kind of.
I want to buy a $43 roll of filament, and that's a problem.
$43 roll of filament.
Prusament PETG orange for PPE. The regular Prusament is $53 a roll.
I just really want some like Mystic Green and Mystic Brown, and that's really the only thing I care about from Prusament. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love
the Azure is $44.
It's just too expensive.
Any of the PETG, the Mystic Green.
Mike.
Yeah.
TPU plug.
Holy crap. They've got the new PC blend, Jet Black, filaments.ca, $79.95 for 1 kilogram of polycarbonate blended.
Well, the blends are a little hard because even Snow Labs, I think they're $50 a roll, and they're one of the cheaper ones for the PC blends. It's actually cheap. It's more expensive to get the blends than it is just straight up PC, obviously, because they're chemicalizing it so it prints easier.
You know what, Viking? I don't really like you anymore.
Yeah, I know. He's just a bragging bastard. Oversized bragging bastard. Freaking vampire. Anyway. When are you going to start building your printer there, vampire?
I think he's waiting on a few parts to come in.
Thought he had them.
And also he wasn't feeling very good.
Oh, I did hear something about that.
I'm just waiting to get Mr. Barry Danks.
When did you hop in here?
Yeah, I'm really, really digging this thing.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty cool too.
And what I really like is, so I measured and everything for the hinges to mount them to the top of the door frame, is because they come pre-drilled to just open like regular doors. And I mounted them so they flip up, and that's why you need the gas shock, because the door will just fall down otherwise.
Yeah.
So I did that, but the problem is that I did it based on the understanding that the frame of the cabinet is a 1/2 inch, like every other cabinet frame is, except that's not a 1/2 inch cabinet frame top and bottom. So the door is actually sat down a 1/2 inch lower, which I at first was like, shit. And then I realized, no, wait, that guarantees I don't need to use handles on it because I have a lip that I can grab to flip them open. And it doesn't look,
but it clears easier, doesn't it?
It doesn't look wrong.
No.
And because they're Euro hinges, they would have cleared anyways. That's just the way they pop out and up. That's fine. But I can just. I don't need a handle because it sits down. They sit down, like I said, about a half-inch low. So open they go.
That's pretty cool, man.
I've got to go to Costco and get some more of these drying EVA dries to put in the other one, though. Just even though I'm not sealing it, like it's not airtight, it's still a lot more closed up than being open air.
And you can actually seal those really easy, you know.
Yes and no. The back is pretty wide open. There's a lot of gaps in the back because of the way they designed it. Because it's a TV bench. It's not designed to be an airtight box.
No, it's actually supposed to make it have air then. So
I did buy some gasket material. So if I wanted to gasket the doors, I could.
Yep.
But I don't really care about being 100% sealed up. Those are just in there to kind of cut down the humidity.
You can always caulk the back.
Yeah, but I don't care. No, like there's literally like big squares in the back corners. Hang on.
Yeah, where electronics are supposed to go.
So you see the brackets in the corner?
Yeah.
The back panel is cut out for each one of them. And then in this center post, there's actually a piece that slides up and down because there's a kit that you can buy to take that whole center of the back out and run like this wire track up to your TV. So you wall mount your TV, then you put this on the wall and put a wire track, and it's all concealed. And I don't really care.
You could just get a piece of white foam and stick it in the back, and that would seal it up pretty good too, though.
I was gonna just take and cut some EVA foam, just craft foam, and glue it to the frame. And then when I stuck it to the wall, it would have made a gasket. But I'm not trying to go for airtight. It'll be just enough to clean it up.
My parts will be through powder coat. What parts are you powder coating there, RC?
What are we powder coating, and how do we get powder coating? I like powder coating. Powder coating?
Yeah, why didn't you powder coat my freaking track? Because he made the tracks for both these printers now. So carriages. I want powder coating.
Powder coating is the best kind of coating.
They're all good. I was actually thinking about painting them.
You didn't ask.
Yeah, I wasn't really gonna push it when he offers to make them for me and ship them to me and not charge me anything. When something custom like that, even though it's a small plate, for him to do all the CAD work and then actually run it, and it had to have been $150 job.
I ordered some more stickers today.
Did you? I still don't have one of your stickers.
No, I know because I haven't done the mail run, but your stickers are still sitting right here. Look.
Yeah. Why haven't you stuck them on anything?
I got a mosaic one in there for you. Little snow labbies.
I have a snow lab.
A wham.
I have a wham.
Never let the machines win.
Oh, I don't have a never let the machines win.
A holographic one, and now there's going to be a second Mad Monkey sticker.
Did you get all three of mine? You're one of the few that got the new one, right? With the text on the top?
2, I think. I have this big honking one.
Yeah, which I think is still the best one, even though it's huge. That red with the holographic, because they freaking got the color pretty close.
I think I put the little, then I got the littler one with the text underneath.
Yeah. They got 3 of them now, because every time they came out with a new deal, 50 of them
today,
for $9.
Today was 50 of them for $9.
Of what, though?
76 by 76 die cut.
Really?
Yeah. It's still on, I think, but for me it was 11 Canadian. So I actually ended up ordering 100 of that new one that Josh made, that monkey, the pirate monkey.
That's what I want. I want to get one of those from Josh. He's probably
he's been throwing them in orders randomly. But also I'm going to get 100 of them to send out to people. And I'll put one in your sticker pack, and when they come in, this time I'll actually get envelopes, and the world isn't ending right now, so
to mount this somewhere so it's not just sitting here. All caps for Jimmy.
Yeah.
I want to mount it. I think I'm going to put a magnet into it or something.
Just get some hot glue put a little hot glue in the back and stick a neodymium in it, and then you can stick it wherever you want.
Yeah, that's not bad. Although if I put it on the printer, I was thinking about maybe doing hot glue, but doing one of those. I've got that clip in to the 2020 track, little, basically like a T-nut that I make at a TPU, and you stick it and turn it, and it locks something in. I might just do that and glue it to the back of it. But they were cool. It was a cool idea. When I said him that, he's like, I'm going to do bottle caps instead. I think that's a cooler idea. He's like, go for it. I agree. Josh,
That's what I need. I need.
You don't need anything.
No, I need orange PET.
You want. You don't need.
No, I need, because I have to finish this printer so that I can start using it again. But I want to make the hot end carriage assembly orange. Although I'm going to have an orange printer sitting right next to it, so maybe I'll just skip the orange and just use black. Where I got that Snow Labs, or maybe the Atravine's blue. Like, I just had to reprint freaking fan that. Huh?
Does Snow Lab ship to you?
Everything ships to me if I pay for it.
Yeah, no, I know, but Snow Labs is pretty good about eating shipping if it's not too terrible. Because you should get some PC Plus.
I got some.
And do it in like bright red PC Plus.
I have PC Plus carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber doesn't do anything.
I know, Mike. I'm not bite my tongue. Look, I have a very lovely and rather expensive orange printer right here that I have
an orange printer.
I actually just sold a printer right here. This guy just messaged me right now.
You're selling a printer? What's up with that?
I'm buying a mini.
Oh. The more I'm reading about that, I really don't like the cantilever concept. Just, it's one of those, I don't know. It's just me. One of those, I see it in, construction and stuff and see what happens to it over the years. So I have a anti-cantilever affinity.
The thing is, yes, okay? Anti-cantilever, sure. We're talking about a cantilever this long, dude.
Yeah, I know. But it's the head.
You cannot flex.
No, I know.
That sort of thing. No. And they've run it.
It is a Bowden, so it's a little lightweight head. So.
And they've run it a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. But I'm seeing more and more reviews on it, and everyone's like, you know what? It's really kind of nice. It's still not an MK3, but it's really, really nice. So
the MK3 is back to a 3 to 4 week lead time, but the Mini is still 7 weeks. It's just so if I order it this week, I'll get it sometime after October.
If you're lucky.
But at the same time, if I sell this printer, that puts a little bit more money in my pocket to then turn around and buy the other printer. So it doesn't feel as expensive to me. Because it's to buy a Mini with the options that I chose is $633.
By the time because I know it's $350 or whatever, but by the time you ship it, it's another $100.
So right now in the cart, it is $476. That's both textured and smooth sheets. Just the PLA sample, not a spool of filament, and the shipping. That works out to $633 Canadian, and then it'll cost me another $85 or so in taxes.
So you're talking over $700.
Yeah,
for a Mini.
But an MK3 cost me over $1,400
as a kit.
As a kit.
Oh wow, that's what they get.
But it is the
Cruise's fault. But the shipping is just freaking.
It's not the shipping. It's the shipping is actually only $70.
For fees and crap.
It's the dollar. It's the fact that my dollar costs so damn much. Yes, Chris Travis, the filament sensor. Basically all the options except for the spool of filament. Because yes, I want a spool of filament. No, I don't want to pay crazy price. I don't want to pay the extra money to ship extra weight and stuff like that. I just I'd rather just get the thing.
The Mystic Green or the Mystic Brown.
I can get that in Canada though.
I can't get it here without. I mean, I can, but it's like $75 freaking a roll. And I'm sorry, there's PLA. I don't care how much I want it. It ain't worth that much. I have a hard enough time paying freaking $30 for Protopass to get a half roll. But at least then, I almost wish Prusa would do that. Like the Mystics and the stuff, if you'd almost do half rolls where you could make it almost affordable to get it. Because the shipping would drop. He could charge less. Even if it's, he charged more than half because of the roll and everything.
Yeah.
It would be, I think the shipping would drop incredibly. And that, because anything I do in the Mystics or anything like that, I wouldn't do big anyways. Because it's just too freaking expensive. Just like the Protopasta, I do a bunch of, little stuff in Protopasta. Little Joel heads. I got to make a Marvin Pez.
Almost $2,000 in end mills and thread mills. Damn it, Barry.
Why haven't you printed a Pez head yet there, Jordan? Why?
Because I don't have a
Pez?
Yeah, well, I don't have a free one that I'm not going to cannibalize. And I don't want to go buy one because I don't want to go to stores.
You can mail order.
Yeah, I could.
Here in Canada.
We just bought 5 pounds of Swedish fish today.
Oh, why? I mean, Swedish fish is okay. They're not that great, but 5 pounds? That just sounds like a stomach ache.
Oh, you don't eat it at once.
Turning into a gummy turd. They make me poop funny.
They do when you eat too many of them. And when you get a little box of them.
Most people get the shits from them. I get the constipation from them. I get just the opposite.
Oh, this is gonna be crazy.
All right, I'm seeing RCC&C talking about stuff, and I didn't read all the stuff he was talking about.
Spending money on cool shit.
Yeah, I saw
way cooler than gummies.
He didn't say what he was building. He's talking about a build, but he's not. He just bought a shitload of end mills and thread mills. But what he built? Are you just building a new CNC machine? Or are you making something with all your CNC coolness?
We probably just had to replace a bunch of bits because that's a consumable, right?
Yeah, I'd assume. And I'm sure where he's like all into it, he's not buying the little bag of 10 of them for $12 like you or I would. He's buying like, 30 or 40 or $100 a piece bits that last a little while and don't break so easily.
It's consumables. And if you're doing it on a volume necessary for that many consumables, also probably the other thing too is you may have gotten, by the time you get 2 or 3 of this size, 2 or 3 of this size, 2 or 3 of this size, 2 or 3 of this, and all of a sudden there's lots of money involved there.
Yeah.
That's how I end up overspending is like, $2 here, $3 there, I got to get a piece of steel, get a this, get a that, and all of a sudden
it's $500 later.
So the cabinet was $90. Each of the doors, I think, were $10.
I was
or 15.
Creating a point there, RC. That's all. Actually, I think that's because what's his name? Tom Sandlander. I call him he was doing one about it, and he was talking about how he bought a bag of it, and he said they're cheap, but he bought a bag of them for, I don't know, I think he said $20 or something. He got 8 or 10 or whatever it was. Yeah. Again, you're not buying, if I was just doing it to play, I would.
Well, then you would order them on AliExpress, wait 6 months for them to arrive.
No, I can't order from AliExpress. My credit cards won't let me anymore. AliExpress.
Some of them still take PayPal if you do it directly. Like Bigtree, you can order from Bigtree and just pay with PayPal. Yeah. That's what I do. But I avoid AliExpress at all costs.
Me too. We've gotten screwed too many times. That's why the credit card companies won't let you.
That's why I don't. I've seen too many people screwed.
I'll get an email from my credit card saying we won't let you. We've been screwed too many. Wish, AliExpress. You can do GearBest and you can do Banggood with pre-approval. Like if I call ahead of time and say I'm going to order, you have to give them 24 hours notice.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's why I mostly do Amazon.
Wish they will not let you do it. They just won't even let you. They just say we get too many calls. It's just not worth it. If you want to use it, go somewhere else.
Well, and how many times is it somebody actually getting screwed or somebody thinking I'm going to screw them?
Yeah, well,
and taking a charge back that doesn't exist or something like that, right?
Me and my boss had a little joke running like 2 years ago or a year ago. 2 years ago, I guess it was. It's been a while since I worked. We were going back and forth, and we'd keep finding these ads that were either from Wish or similar to Wish. There's a bunch of other ones. One of them was on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure it was still Wish because I think by the time he got his credit card statement, it went through Wish. I said for $19.95, you could get all these Milwaukee tools. And it was like this huge kit for $19.95 of Milwaukee name brand 18-volt, with the sawzalls and the grinders and the drills and the impact. And we're both going, no way. He's like, $20. I'm going to waste the $20 just to see what the hell I get. So what does he get? He gets one of those little zippy pouches with like 8 little jeweler screwdrivers in it. And they're actually pretty nice screwdrivers. But it ain't no Milwaukee set. And I mean, we knew we weren't getting, but we were both going back and forth trying to find these stupid ads, $5-10, and ordering the crap just to see what you got. I don't know if you remember the whole Wish thing a couple of years ago, where just before Christmas they were doing the $19.99 or $29.99 3D printer.
Oh no!
And at the very, very, very bottom, it was 3D printer. And then little letters that said filament. And you got a sample roll of filament. You got like 10 samples for $19.95. Everyone was buying it, and they're like, oh, 3D printer. It's just filament. They got a bunch of samples of filament. And a lot of them didn't get their money back because it said in the ad, 3D printer, but then it was little filament. So nobody caught it, but unless you really looked, but it was there. So
I always, if I'm buying something on Amazon or something like that too, like I always check too, even on Amazon, just to make sure, just because I don't want to, even though Amazon is awesome and that they just always take stuff back, I just don't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah. Especially now that they make you actually go to a store to freaking take it back.
Well, and right now I don't even know if they're doing returns on stuff. There was a lot. Somebody said something that the other day that they got something and it was wrong. And Amazon, they won't even take it back to return it. They're just sending him the right thing instead.
Yeah. Well, that depends on whether Amazon sold it or not. Don't forget Amazon's.
No, I think they're making the seller do it because I think there's no COVID returns in some places.
Oh,
I think it was Zolon that said it. Maybe.
I know a lot of times I've returned stuff. Like I've ordered like shoes and stuff for my father where I couldn't take him to the store when he first got sick. So I ordered slippers, but they're never the right size. So I ordered like 8.5s, 9s, 9.5s, 10s, 10.5s, and whichever ones fit them, I shipped the other ones back.
Yeah.
And they used to just, you call them, you email and they send you a label and UPS guy come and picks them up. Now you got to go to Kohl's or to a UPS store.
See, mine, I print the label around here, and I just take it to the post office, and they
send it back. To either UPS or Kohl's. They don't do it through USPS here. And neither one, the UPS store is like 4 towns away. It's almost probably half hour, 40 minutes away. Plus, it's like a little rinky-dink shit store that, if you don't get there right when they're open, there's a line of 20 people. And Kohl's is just, there's one in Saybrook and there's one in New London, but it's just I hate them places. They're just, ugh. It's just, I hate Kohl's. It's like Pier 1. Everyone thinks Pier 1 is great.
Not in Canada. It closed.
Pier 1 is like crap. Overpriced crap. Most of the time. I have gone there and I used to date a girl that loved that. She was one of them uppity. Loved Pier 1. I did get a set of glasses she bought me there one time. They were like blown glass with the multicolors and the little bubbles still in it and everything. And those were really cool. But I saw them and I was like, I am not. It was like $60 for the set of four. I'm like, no. And she ended up, when I wasn't looking, buying them and giving them to me for my birthday that year, which is cool. But $60 for four freaking glasses. Sorry. No. Especially for me, all I'm going to do is drink beer in them and freaking drop them on the ground and break them anyways, which is what I did. I think I got one left somewhere. I actually do think I got one left somewhere. Oh, it's out in the garage probably, stored. It's not up there, is it? Nope. I used to like weird glasses, beer glasses, and I had a good collection of them because I always buy a set and break two or three of them, so you always end up with one left over. IKEA doesn't bother me more because going into IKEA, I expect IKEA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're paying IKEA. It's not expensive.
No, and you know what? I was pleasantly surprised with this thing. I expected.
Yeah, that's IKEA, right?
Yeah, and all of those holes are actually. So this is what the printed part looks like, and then there's a threaded grommet that goes in the bottom. These are the actual grommets that are used in rep boxes too. So that's a 7/8 inch hole that I used a Forstner bit.
You've been hanging out with me. You can't speak.
So I bored them out with a 7/8 inch Forstner bit. So I was expecting it to be like the
particle boardy freaking crap.
Yeah, but like I expected like the fiberboard and then hollow and then fiberboard. I expected there to be wood around the facing, but where those are drilled, they're 1.5 inches in, and they were through solid particle board. But that stuff's strong enough.
Oh, it's plenty strong. The only problem with it is moisture just destroys it.
Yeah, but it's not. It's up high.
Waterproof. If they'd use a waterproof glue, it would be fine. Like most construction particle board now, it has a waterproof glue, and it's like a Vantech. You guys have a Vantech up there, right? You must have seen that on floors. That stuff's freaking awesome. So, it's a wax base. They use a waterproof glue and then they wax coat it so it can be to the weather for like 30 days.
Okay.
You never seen the Vantech up there? For the floors? For the plywood? I use that. I love plywood everywhere. I'll use a Vantech on the floors over plywood. It doesn't squeak, doesn't move. It's got the wax seal on it. Not only that, the wax seal acts like how you always have to put the slip barrier on the wooden floors. You always have to put the pink paper, or now they got like.
You know all that's for? Okay, that paper is just to help it so that when the guy is installing the flooring, has nothing to do with that. It's only to help with the flooring installation.
Yeah. It's supposed to. The theory behind it is as the floor moves, it doesn't rub wood on wood. It's just a movement layer because wooden floors move. But they have like orange crap now that they use. It's like a fiber paper crap. It's more like vapor barrier you put on the outside than it is regular paper. Gorilla tape.
Yeah, this is the clear mounting tape stuff. My wife's just asking me about some command strips for hanging some stuff.
That's a double-sided?
Yeah.
It sucked.
Is that a trip?
Around here, it was terrible.
I've been putting it up with. I've been putting a lot of stuff up with it around here
for
this thing.
Like a week for me, and then everything fell off the wall.
Well, we're gonna find out because
I actually used it in the shower on my fiberglass shower.
The clear
That's exactly the same stuff. I got a roll of it right here. So I might have thrown it out. I hated it. I got the removable like wand shower head thing for my mother because she's so short and can't get to the shower head. And I 3D printed a bracket, jammed it onto the side of the fiberglass. Thing said, "Oh, that'll work. It'll be great." You know,
I don't know about on that because there might have been like a coat, like maybe a soap residue or something.
I cleaned it. I freaking Brillo padded it, green scrubby Brillo pad thing before I put it on there. Remember, there's still more from where I cleaned it. I gotta clean it.
No, I gotta try it because I've got it.
After a week,
I used it to hold up the LED strip in some spots because the LED strip was recycled. And then in the cabinet, you can't actually see it. There's 1/2 inch by 1/8 inch steel from the hardware store that I cut to length and then spray painted with a white cheap spray paint. So there's 2 of those because the rep rollers that are in there sit on magnets. So the magnets, they're designed for the rep box where you actually have a track with magnets in it. I just use a piece of steel because now I can slide them along without having to readjust anything.
That's a good idea. I do love regular Gorilla Tape.
I love all the Gorilla products. The super glue I always use Gorilla super glue.
It's the same as any other super glue I found. But yeah, I like Gorilla. But people laughed at me when I used to mountain bike. Can I get mountain biking? I was the president.
But like I was gonna use the 3M body tape. Like if you ever want to put something up, get VHB tape. Okay, you want to put that shower wand up? Buy VHB, Victor Henry Bravo. Buy that. That's the best tape you're going to buy to put something up. It's going to stick. And it can come off.
Tape.
It's the stuff they use with GoPros and stuff.
Yeah.
And it'll stick to the side of a car while you're whipping doing 100 down the road. I also buy the 3M.
Get it apart.
I've got the Velcro hook one. That was not bad. But I buy the 3M body molding tape for fixing car stuff. But I was going to use that, but I couldn't find it. So I said, well, I'll just try this. It's clear, too, which makes it nicer for the white cabinet.
Yeah. I used to use the Gorilla Glue in the mountain bikes. When the tubeless tire craze came around, the kits were like ridiculously expensive. And the tape was like $25 for this little quarter roll of tape that just does 2 tires. And I'm like, Gorilla Glue is watertight. So I put Gorilla Glue on my rims, made them cordless or tubeless. You get the little stem and everything, and you put it in there, and you put the jizz in there, the sealer crap. Freaking Gorilla Tape never failed, never lost air. Other than
there you go. Michael Castell's got it right. VHB tape that shit's just awesome.
Never tried it.
It's good.
I got to do that too because she's fighting with that thing.
You can pick it up on Amazon.
I'm not far behind you there, buddy.
Yeah, same. Tonight's gonna be an early night for me. So VHB tape, it costs you like for a big roll of it, a 1 inch by 15 foot is like $18 apparently. But that even might be Canadian prices. But
it's not cheap, but might be worth it.
The stuff there's all kinds of different widths and stuff like that on it too. They even make just pads, just squares that you can buy for like $8 or $9. You buy a 10 pack of squares.
That's probably a better option actually.
But look it up next to everything. It's VHB and it's the best you can get. It's gonna just it'll hold everything. And I don't find it wrecks things either. Like if you take it off, it'll pull the paint off your wall. But what are you gonna do?
You know what I haven't tried is one of those freaking removable strippy things.
The command strips?
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if that would work on the shower.
I wonder about the foam sucking up the water.
Yeah, but it really won't because it's almost a sealed cap the way the top goes over the bottom.
Well, I use these. Like I said, I use these. I guess it's a plastic foam, so it's not really gonna.
it's really not going to get any water because it's up. It's up with the shower head. The shower head's not shooting up. I mean, it's going to get humidity and stuff.
I love those command strips, though. They're so handy for just sticking stuff to the wall without messing it up royally.
Just like everyone buys freaking wall anchors. You don't need a wall anchor. You just use freaking Elmer's glue. Elmer's glue works almost as well as a plastic wall anchor. The little bullet ones, not, a good, like, butterfly or the white screw-in massive monstrosity.
No, so there's one that I get, and I forget the name of it or whatever, but what it is it's like that butterfly clip style where you get the little metal pit, but on it actually has two plastic pieces that are almost like zip ties. So what you do is you drill your 1/2-inch hole, okay? Then you take the little metal clip and you fold it back over onto the zip tie thing and you stick it in the wall. Then on the very end of the zip tie part, there's a little grommet. You slide that back all the way to the wall and it pushes into the hole. And then you snap off the little zip tie pieces. Now the butterfly clip is held to the wall. And you can just put your bolt in. You got to take something apart, you take it off, and the clip doesn't fall into the wall.
Yeah, I've seen those. I haven't used them.
So much better. And they'll hold. The drywall will fail before the clip does.
Yeah. I like the big white threaded ones, they got the plug.
I hate those.
Heavy threads. If you know how to put those in, they actually work really well. That's another thing, though. When I put them in, I Elmer's glue the sheetrock so it hardens. That's the biggest problem is people put those in, and the sheetrock crumbles as it gets forced in there. Or if you hit it with some Elmer's glue, it hardens that crumble. It seals it because you can just take a regular screw, you put it into the sheetrock like halfway, pull it back out, put some Elmer's glue in there, screw it in the rest of the way, leave it overnight, pull the screw out, and you got like a perfect anchor. And it'll hold pretty good weight. I mean, it's not as good as a good anchor, but if you're just hanging a picture or something on it, all
like those zip tie looking ones, we've used them before at work for hanging like a small unit heater, because you can put them into the ceiling and you got somewhere to anchor on, and you don't have to trying to hold the butterfly clip and line everything up to push them in and not.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah, no. If you're doing it to a ceiling, for one, if I'm doing it to the ceiling, I'm hitting solid something. I don't use butterflies or anything. I'm going into framing.
This was one of those things where like 2 of the 3 kind of thing got into studs, and you wanted to add the third for stability, or like 3 of the 4 or something like that. I've had to do that before. So.
Oh, I can't stand it when people do it with all the time. I used to see them with people, and they'd hang funny afterwards, like a year later, with the overstove microwaves.
Yep.
Guys will or the cabinets over the stove, and you get like 1 screw into the stud if you go by the pattern, and that's it. And then they put butterflies in everywhere else.
So when I did the floating shelf,
sagging off the wall because it's just yanking the sheetrock off the wall.
Yeah, when I did the floating shelf that was on that wall before I took it down, I took and actually just drilled the bracket to match the studs. When I did this, I went to the other room, which is unfinished, and actually just put 2x4 blocking in.
Even still, Michael, I put the glue in there, and not so much for holding, but to just keep the plaster from splitting out. If it's plaster and horsehair, if I put the screw into the wall, I'll put the screw about halfway in, pull it back out, squirt some Elmer's glue in there, and then screw the screw all the way in. And that just keeps the plaster from powdering up.
I hate plaster.
I do too. If I had plaster in any part of this house, it'd be gone within a month. Can't stand it. Hate it. The one good thing about plaster, if you live in a hot area, plaster like cools. It's like being in a basement. It has a cooler feel in a room for some reason. You ever notice that?
Yeah, I don't know. I just hate it because it makes mounting anything ridiculously hard. And
doing any work on the house, doing anything. For one, if it's got plaster, it's probably got no insulation behind it or very little. That's the first thing you rip it off for, so you can insulate behind it. Yeah, I'm not a big plaster fan.
Well, and if you you hit it with anything by accident. It's a nightmare.
I agree. Hate it. Did too many years of breathing that crap, ripping it down over the years. We got really good at like when we had to do some like water damage fix and stuff. Got really good at like cutting it about a foot up so we didn't have to replace it all in the house. And just putting foot strips of sheetrock underneath it and then having the plaster guys come in and, you know, float it out. You don't want to freaking, I don't know if you ever done any water damage ones, but usually water damage is only like a foot down.
Yeah.
You know, so you cut, 6 inches above the water damage, let the wall air out. Then we used to go in and we'd spray it with kills, like right on the framing and everything. So if there was any mold buildup or anything in there, you bleach it first, come back the next day.
Chills is good. I like that stuff.
I'd spray it right on the framing, walls, everything, floor, as long as it's not a finished floor, if it's on the subfloor, everything.
Yeah.
Kills. Strip it, air it out for a couple of days, bleach it, and let it air out a day, and then kills it. And then start putting your stuff back on. And that's the one thing I found that actually, like, if you got smoke damage or water damage, you know how you always get like the rain and you always smell it like the next day? You can smell the mold or the smoke. That the kills just kills it. Kills or Zinster, either one of them. They both work. Pretty much the same thing, I think.
Well, Mr. Llama, it's after 10. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna head to bed.
Me too. I'm 100% concurring with you. I may actually play some PlayStation for about a half an hour just because I haven't done that in so long.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna go lay down and relax for a bit, stretch out, and then fall asleep. So it's good catching up, buddy. Good to see you're on the right side of the lawn today. You're not under it.
Yeah, I'm just crawling around in it.
Yeah, no, another day above the lawn is a good day.
My knee is still throbbing like a mother, but I'll get over it.
Dude, mine are killing me from crawling up on that bench. I feel like a dirty pirate hooker. Just on my knees all day.
Pirate hooker. The shit you come up with, dude. Dirty pirate hooker. Oh, crap. Wouldn't you be the one that was butthurt? Because they don't want to, whatever. We won't go there. Later, man. We're killing it. See you guys.
Take her easy. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night. Bye.